After reading your website and your encounters to some of the people online, it's clear that you are caught up within the language. You're fascinated by the pointing power and the text and context and metaphysics, so much so that you realize that, for example, the word green does not by itself refer to anything. Neither does door or suppose or any of this until it's received. The word or text itself is but an artifact. It's not living. Your human faculty makes the reference because, as an English speaker, your wet-wired interaction with the language allows the word green to become a reference and an adjective and or in all of its uses to become useful. Now, where you've made the mistake is to assume that green becomes a referent within some metaphysical ether which surrounds the language, which surrounds us, the universe, and everything. The outsideness of language, which is what scientific discussion is getting at, is that there are things outside of language, and he keeps trying to point to this to you. But the outsideness of language, what you have called metaphysics, the system or the context which supports language, is found in our human faculty. It is not found outside of our human faculty, meaning the striving to define system of language, existence of language. Metaphysics is a part of the problems of philosophy. Metaphysics is a muddling of the waters, so to speak. The space which you contrive to make definition, logical sense, this space that you talk about, it is the fly bottle. The more you seek metaphysics, finding nothing, and you keep tapping again and again on it, you'll find that it's not only not there, you'll find that you're just not recognizing an aspect of language, a negotiation, a way in which it can maneuver and still be understood. Now, what Wittgenstein did to Russell with the Tractatus is what the philosophy of language did to metaphysics and metaphysical form. Now, metaphysics derive from the Platonic ideals and are carried down to Kant's noumena and phenomena. Okay, just like Einstein with physics, Einstein abandoned the idea that light travels within some unseen physical ether, which until his time was assumed by all physicists. Light travels among and about matter. It doesn't travel within some physical ether out there, some unknown, undetectable physical ether. Okay, and so Wittgenstein has done the same thing. The language is, but is it a system? If so, what is that system? Okay, it must be unseen, it must be metaphysics, and it must be metaphysical space. That was the old school thought. It must be within something. Now that's nada. Okay, an allegory for language is a system. Okay, now it looks like a system, and it has rules like a system, but really is language a system?